There. Okay, so we are seeing chemistry chapter 2 is matter around us pure, and we saw that most of the matter around us are not pure. Only the elements are pure, compounds are pure. Otherwise, most of the things, most of the matter are they are in the form of mixtures, isn't it? They are in the form of mixtures. Okay, so we saw mixtures are classified into two types: homogeneous, heterogeneous. Homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture. Yesterday we saw the practical demonstration also. Okay, so listen carefully. Today I won't show the practical. Today the class will be theoretical only. Tomorrow you will have practicals. Okay, I already told you. Tomorrow you will have practicals. I will guide you. Okay, tomorrow's weekly test will be in the form of practical, online practical. Okay, so don't worry about that. Today I will show the theoretical explanation only. Okay, Kamal, sodium is for class 10th. That is not for you. Okay, so please listen. Okay, so we saw about homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Very good example for homogeneous mixture is solution. We saw sugar solution, salt solution. All these are example for homogeneous mixture. And we studied in detail what is a solution. Solution is a mixture of solute and solvent. And we know what is a solute and what is a solvent. The substance which get dissolved, that is solute, and which dissolve the other solute, that is called solvent. And usually solute will be less in quantity, solvent will be high in quantity. And we saw a different type of solution: gas solution, solid solution, and all. Okay. Okay, so now then we saw about heterogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous mixture, in heterogeneous mixture, they will not have uniform composition. They will not be mixed uniformly, isn't it? So we saw two examples of heterogeneous mixture. One is suspension and another one is colloids. Suspension and colloids. We studied detail. A good example for suspension is chalk solution or sand solution, soil solution. Chalk solution or soil solution. That's a good example for heterogeneous mixed suspension. Okay. Then a good example for colloids. A very good example for colloids is milk or milk solution. When you mix milk with water, that will be a very good example for colloids. And we saw that both suspension and colloids, they exhibit Tyndall effect. Especially colloids, they exhibit Tyndall effect. And one more thing we saw, colloids cannot be separated by filtration. Suspension can be separated. In suspension, the particles can be separated by what effect? By filtration. But in milk, that is in colloids, it cannot be separated by filtration, but it uses a special technique called centrifugation. That is channing of milk. Okay, centrifugation. Okay, we studied this all. Today, I already told you, I'm not going to show anything practically today. Tomorrow, we will have two practicals. Okay, I have already made the video. I will publish it soon. One in the evening and one tomorrow. I will share the link tomorrow around 11 o'clock. You should see the practical video and you should submit the practical report. That will be your test. 20 marks practical. I will guide you tomorrow. Okay, so don't worry about that. It's not centrifugation, it is centrifugation. F-U-G. Listen, it's centrifugation. Okay. Okay, now we will study 5 topics today. One is concentration of solution. One is concentration of solution, and another one is in separation of mixture. Separation of components from the mixture. We'll study 4 easy separation. Okay, I can easily explain it in theory, and tomorrow out of the 4, 2 things we will do in practical. Okay, so don't worry about that. Today will be a theory class only, but theoretical knowledge is important. Then only the practical classes will be meaningful. So today I will teach theoretically. Tomorrow we will see practically. Understood or not? Okay. Shall we go to the topic? The first topic is concentration of a solution. Concentration of a solution. So please be sincere, listen carefully. The first topic is concentration of a solution. So you know very well, solution means mixture of solute and solvent. Simple example, let us consider the sugar solution. Today I didn't bring anything, so please forgive me. Just imagine the sugar solution that we saw yesterday. Sugar solution made up of sugar and water. Sugar is the solute, water is the solvent. Sugar is the solute, water is the solvent. Now concentration, what do you mean by concentration? Concentration, simple definition, concentration is the amount of, it is the amount of solute present in a given amount of solution. Okay, so concentration simple, it is the amount of solute present in a given amount of solution. Okay, for example, if 1 liter in 1 liter solution, if in 1 liter of sugar solution, okay, 100 ml sugar or 100 gram, okay, quantity of sugar is present, then we can say the concentration is 10%. Okay, this is concentration. I will tell you very clearly. Okay, simply what you have to understand, concentration means it is the amount of solute present in a given amount of solution. Okay, so concentration, in concentration many important terms are there. First one is concentric dilute, concentrated dilute. You should understand that. What is concentrated? What is dilute? What is concentrated? What is dilute? Because you will study in chemistry, concentrated hydrochloric acid, dilute sulfuric acid. Dilute, they will mention it as DIL. Okay, I can type concentrated or dilute. Okay, concentrated, dilute. So yeah, concentration is the concentration of a solution is the amount of solute present in a given amount of solution. You can take your textbook and you can check. These lines are in your textbook also. In your textbook, page number 16. Please take your textbook, page number 16. Yeah, page number 16. There is a topic, concentration of a solution. Okay, so please take your book. So it is the concentration of a solution is the amount of solute. Amount means it can be expressed in mass or it can be expressed in terms of volume. Okay, amount can be expressed in the terms of mass, 100 gram like that, or in terms of volume, 100 ml, 200 ml like that. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. 2.2.1 concentration of a solution. So now listen. Now you know what is concentration. Now I'll tell you what is the difference between concentrated hydrochloric acid and dilute hydrochloric acid. Okay, so please listen carefully. Please listen carefully. In your house, we use phenyl for cleaning. Most of the house we use phenyl or Harpic or anything. In toilet for cleaning, we will use some acids. Okay, most probably everyone know phenyl, white color or black color, anything it may be. Okay, so sometimes we use the phenyl directly. Yeah, I am explaining that. I am explaining what is concentrated and what is dilute. Please listen carefully. Sometimes we use the phenyl directly. If the stain is more, if more dirty means we will use the phenyl, we will pour the phenyl directly and then we will clean. This is concentrated. Sometimes we will add some water with the phenyl. We will add some water. We will put the phenyl and add some water. This is called dilute. This is called dilute. So what is the difference between dilute and concentrated? In concentrated, the solute amount will be more. Okay. But in dilute, the water, the solvent amount will be more. Or in other words, if there is a solution, concentrated solution, if you add some water, it will become dilute. Okay. If you still don't understand, I will tell you with the example. Okay. So acids are more dangerous. You can't understand means don't worry, please. I will explain. I will explain you even 100 times also. Don't worry. You would have studied about acids. Some of the acids are really very dangerous, especially hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid. These acids are really dangerous. Okay, if you take the acid and if you pour it in your hand, what will happen? If you take that hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid and pour it in your hand, what will happen? What will happen? You will suffer, yeah, nitric acid also, nitric acid, bromic acid, whatever it may be. If you do like that, you will suffer a lot. You will suffer a lot. Means you will suffer serious injuries. Sometimes even the acid may make a hole. Your hand will burn. Sometimes even it may make a hole in your hand. Okay, this is one thing. Listen, yeah. Now, with the same acid, if you add more water, with the same acid, if you add more water, what will happen? Now, if you pour the acid, you will not suffer serious injury, you will suffer a little only. Understood or not? Why? Why? Because initially there was less amount of water in that acid. That is, the acid was concentrated acid. But now you are adding more water, so now it becomes dilute acid. Dilute acid is not much powerful, but concentrated acid is powerful. Now you understood what is concentrated and what is dilute. Dilute means you have added more amount of water. So you have reduced the power of the acid. You have diluted the power of the acid. Understood or not? Now you understood what is concentrated, what is dilute. If you still don't understand, I can explain further. No problem. I'm waiting for your reply. Now you understood the difference between concentrated and dilute. So concentrated solution means the solute particles concentration will be more. The solute particles will be more. Concentrated means the solute particles will be more. Okay. Dilute means the solute particle will be less. Instead, we add more water. We add more water. The solvent will be more. The water level will be more. Okay. Okay. A very good example. You have studied about acid rain. Acid rain. Acid rain means acid rain. Though it fall on us, we are not suffering serious injuries. Why? Because acid rain is like a dilute acid only. There is no concentrated acid. Okay, the acids mixed with water vapor, so it becomes dilute. Otherwise, we will suffer serious injury. Yeah, when an acid gets diluted, the power will be less. Okay, if there is less water, there is less amount of water, then it will be concentrated. I will tell you another one example. Please listen carefully. Please listen carefully. Okay. So one glass of water is there. Let us take the sugar solution. One glass of water. We have put one full spoon of sugar and we dissolve it. Please listen carefully. We have taken one glass of water and we took one full spoon of sugar and we dissolved it. Okay. Now drink that. Now if you drink that, it will be sweet. It will be sweet because now it is concentrated. Because in a small glass of water, you are adding one full spoon of sugar. Now you can taste you can feel the sweetness of the water. Now with the same one glass of water with one spoon of sugar, you add one mug of water, not one glass, one full big mug or one bucket of water. One bucket of water, you add the same one spoon of sugar. One bucket of water, you add the same one spoon of sugar. Now will you feel that much sweet? Now will you feel that sweetness? No, you won't feel that much sweetness. Why? Because now the solution is diluted. Now the solution is diluted. So more amount of water or more amount of solvent mean the solution will be diluted. Understood or not? Now you clearly understood the difference between concentrated and dilute. So concentric acid, sometimes in chemistry or in science you may have a question like that. Conc, they will express like this. C-O-N. Please see the comment. Conc HCl. Conc dot CONC dot HCl. That means concentrated HCl. Then DIL dot HCl. That means dilute HCl. Is it clear? Is it clear? CONC, not CONK. Concentrated, short form. CONC. Please see the comment. Concentrated HCl and dilute HCl. Okay. 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 Now I think you are clear with the terms concentrated and dilute. Okay. So now listen carefully. Listen, please. Listen. So now there is another term called saturation. Saturation. Please see the comment section. Saturation. This is also related to HCl means hydrochloric acid. Yeah, HCl means hydrochloric acid. Sure, the symbolic representation of hydrochloric acid is HCl. Chemical symbol of hydrochloric acid is HCl. Okay, listen. Now there is another term called saturation. You should understand what is saturation. I will explain it clearly, don't worry. HCl means hydrochloric acid, I already explained it. Okay, so now listen. Listen for saturation, very important. 2 more questions. Okay, so please listen. What is saturation? Take the same sugar solution, 1 glass of water. I added 1 spoon of sugar. Okay, and then I mixed it properly. Okay, then what happened? You will see all the sugar get dissolved. All the sugar get dissolved. I am adding 1 more spoon or half more spoon. Now also it get dissolved. Again I added 1 more spoon. Will it get dissolved fully? Will it get dissolved fully or it will settle down? You understood my question? In 1 glass of water, first I added some sugar and dissolved. It dissolved properly. Again I am adding again and again. What will happen? Will it get dissolved fully or it will start to get settled down? Please give your answer. Kamal, you are asking what is suspension? Yesterday's class I explained very clearly. Please see yesterday's video. Okay. So what will happen? It will not dissolve. It will settle down. Yeah, the answer is correct. If you add sugar again and again, at one point, it will not dissolve. It will settle down. Okay. So now listen carefully. Now listen carefully. Now I'll tell you what is saturation. So first you are adding some sugar and dissolving it. It gets dissolved. Again you are adding some sugar, dissolving it. It gets dissolved. And again when you try to add, at one particular point, it will not dissolve anymore. It will settle down. That particular point is called as saturation point or saturation level. That is the point or the level at which you cannot dissolve any more solute. You cannot dissolve any more possible solubility is already attained. That particular point is called as saturation level or saturation point. You can say it as saturation level or saturation point. Understood or not? Understood now? What? Now you understood what is saturation? Okay. Yes, I am from Tamil Nadu, South. Okay. Listen. Now you clearly understood what is saturation. At a particular point, you cannot, the solute particle cannot dissolve further in a solution. Okay, in solvent. That's all. This is maximum. After this, if you add, it will not dissolve, it will settle down. Understood or not? This is called as saturation point or saturation level. Okay, so now please listen. Now listen carefully. Now I will tell you 2 types of solution. One is saturated solution. Please listen. Please see the comment box. One is saturated solution. Another one is unsaturated solution. One is saturated solution and another one is unsaturated solution. So what is the difference between this saturated solution and unsaturated solution? Please listen. I will tell you the difference between Kamal. I already told you in yesterday's class. I clearly explained what is suspension, what is colloids and all. If you want to know about suspension, please see yesterday's video. Today I am talking about concentration of solution. So please listen. Okay. So saturated solution, unsaturated solution. Okay. So please listen carefully. Saturated solution and unsaturated solution. Okay. So listen carefully. What is saturated solution and what is unsaturated solution? I already told you what is called as, what do you mean by saturation point? So in a solution, if the saturation point is already reached, that means already you have dissolved maximum possible solute. You have already dissolved it. You have already reached the saturation point. Such solution is called saturated solution. In other words, no more solute can be dissolved in that solution. Such solution are called as saturated solution. Is it clear? Is it clear? If you understood, say yes. Otherwise, I will explain once more. Okay, I'm waiting for your comments. Understood what is saturated solution? Okay, if no, I will explain once again. Don't worry. Please listen once again. I already told you what is saturation point or saturation level. I will explain once again. You are taking 1 glass of water. You are taking 1 glass of water. Okay, please listen. Listen carefully. You are taking 1 glass of water. Okay, then in 1 glass of water you are adding some sugar, and you dissolve it. It gets completely dissolved. Okay, again you are adding some more sugar. It gets dissolved, and again when you try to add some sugar, it will not get dissolved. It will settle down. Why? Because there is a level. Okay, there is a level. Please listen carefully. Don't see the comment sections. Please listen carefully. Okay, there is a particular level or there is a particular point after which you cannot dissolve any more solute. That particular level, that particular limit is called as saturation level. Okay, so now in a solution, if the saturation level is already reached, the saturation level is already reached. Don't chat in the comment section. Please listen the class. Students, please listen the class. Okay, you can chat later. Please listen. So in a solution, if the saturation point is already reached, that means you cannot further add anything. You cannot further dissolve anything. Okay, you cannot further dissolve anything. This is called as saturated solution. Understood or not? Okay. Okay, understood or not? You cannot further add any, you cannot further dissolve any more solute. Such a solution is called saturated solution. Okay, you try to understand. You can get it. It's not a difficult thing. You are, again I say, okay, you don't see the comment section. Some people are disturbing the class. So please don't see that. Please listen me. Okay. So now you understood what is saturated solution, isn't it? If the saturation level is already reached, that is when no more solute can be added or can be dissolved in a solvent or in a solution, that is called as saturated solution. Now another topic is that unsaturated solution. Unsaturated solution means the saturation level is not reached. Not reached means you can dissolve further solute. Such a solution is called as unsaturated. Simple. First you understand what is saturation level. Clear. Now when the saturation level is already reached, such solution is called saturated solution. When the saturation level is not reached, such solution are called unsaturated. Or in other words, in book definition is given like that. When no more solute can be dissolved in a solution, you cannot dissolve further anything. that solution is called saturated solution. When you can dissolve further, solute, such solution are called unsaturated solution. Okay, so now listen carefully. Now one more thing, this solubility, there is a thing called solubility. Okay, if you still can't understand, then please message me in WhatsApp, I will explain. Okay. Okay, so let's go to the next topic called solubility. If you have any more doubts, please message me in WhatsApp, I will clear your doubts. Okay. Okay, now next topic, there's a thing called solubility. SOLUBILITY. What is this solubility? This solubility is also related to a saturation level. Okay. Yeah, it will be better if you keep textbook with you, because many things it is already clearly explained in the book and the lines are given. Okay. Anshuman, you don't know my number. You know my number now. Let it be. Okay. Listen carefully. Listen. Okay. I don't. Okay. So now, what is solubility? Please listen carefully. So you know clearly what is saturation level, and you know clearly what is saturated solution. In a saturated solution, or when the saturation level is reached, how much solute is dissolved, that is called as solubility. Or in book it is clearly explained like that, the amount of solute present in a saturated solution. In a saturated solution, how much amount of solute is present, that is called as solubility of a solvent or a solution. Now you understood what is solubility? Simple definition, the amount of solute present in a saturated solution. Why saturated means you cannot dissolve any more solute. This is the maximum. Okay, so the amount of solute present in a saturated solution is called as solubility. Okay. Okay, please don't chat in the comment box. Please respond me whether you understood or not. Okay. Okay. I hope you understood. Now we start today many things. What is saturated solution? What is unsaturated solution? What is dilute solution? Concentrated solution? What is solubility? Okay. Then one more thing I want to tell. This solubility differs with temperature. This solubility level changes with temperature. You should understand that. Okay, that is why they have added one thing. At a particular temperature, solubility, at a particular temperature, the amount of solute present in a solution is in a saturated solution. So solubility changes with temperature. For example, you take the sugar solution. Please listen. If you take the sugar solution, normally in a normal sugar solution, if only 1 spoon will dissolve, when you heat it, more than 1 spoon of water can be dissolved. That is, when the temperature increases in a sugar solution, when the temperature increases, the solubility level also increases. You can add further amount of sugar, you can dissolve further amount of sugar or further salt also. For a salt solution, for a sugar solution, solubility increases with increase in temperature. Understood or not? This is for normal sugar solution. Okay. Okay, now listen. Then the solubility, you should understand one thing. It will not increase always. For sugar solution, with increase in temperature, it will increase. There is some exceptional case, I will tell that also. In case if the solute is a gas, please listen carefully. We have studied aerated drinks. We have studied about aerated drinks. In aerated drinks, that is cold drinks, soft drinks, Sprite, 7-Up, Coca-Cola, everything. Here, which is the solute? The solute is a gas. Please listen carefully. In case if the solute is gas, please listen. In case if the solute is gas, then solubility decreases with increase in temperature. Normally, solubility increases with increase in temperature. In case if the solute is a gas, in a gas solution, the solubility decreases with increase in. Understood or not? This much only, please keep it in mind. We'll study the formula and then we'll go to the next topic. Are you clear with this? Are you clear with this? Solubility, concentration topic. Are you clear? Okay, good. So finally, we'll study the formula. There is a formula given for concentration of solution. Okay, so I already told you the amount can be expressed either in mass or in volume. The amount of solute, the amount of solution, this can be expressed either in mass or in volume. So if it is expressed in mass, the formula for concentration is usually expressed in percentage. 5% solution, 10% solution, 20% solution. So it is usually expressed in percentage. Okay, now listen. So if it is expressed by mass, they will tell it as mass by mass percentage. Mass by mass. So concentration formula is mass of solute divided by mass of solution into 100. Okay. So if you have any further doubt, please ask me in WhatsApp, because already 40 minutes over. Another 20 minutes, I should cover the at least two topics that you will study for tomorrow's practical. Okay. So please, if you have any further doubt, please ask me. Okay. So further things, please ask in WhatsApp. Now let us complete this. Okay. So I'll just tell the topic and I will just tell the formula and go to the next topic. If you have any further question, please message me in WhatsApp. I will surely reply. Okay. So listen carefully. So mass, if everything is given in mass, concentration formula is that is called mass by mass percentage. That is mass of solute divided by mass of solution into 100. Because it is obtained in percentage, so we are multiplying it by 100. Again I say mass of solute divided by mass of solution into 100. If everything is given in terms of volume, then concentration of solution equal to volume of solute divided by volume of solution into 100. Volume by volume means if both are given, one is given in mass, one is given in volume. Because